Hey everybody, it's Tim again, and I tell you what, I was very surprised to be walking around a store, a famous brick and mortar store yesterday, to find some of the new wave, the first wave of the Indiana Jones Adventure Series. Now, these things aren't actually supposed to be out until the second week of April. I'm thinking April 10th is a street date, something like that. But look, if you see an opportunity, you go for it. The entire wave wasn't there. 3 of the figures that I wanted to get outright were. There was yet another one. It was missing one already. So look, this is like the Adventure Series, it's called, but it's like the Black Series for Star Wars. It is in the box. Feels like a blind box sort of thing going on, right? But at least we know what figure we're going to get. Now, collectors are really upset over Hasbro's change to plastic-free packaging. Just because they like to display these things in their window boxes. Well, now we no longer have that option, and whether that's actually hurt the sales of Star Wars figures, I don't know. But so far, I mean, it really doesn't matter to me because I take things out of the package anyway. I mean, look, I'm all for the environment. I see what they're getting at here, but you hope that they're going to come to some happy medium with collectors. But let's first start with the 360 of the Indiana Jones figure. Obviously, Harrison Ford stars in this iconic film. And if you can see in the background, I have the original 3 3/4 inch figures from the first film that were released in 2008 when The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out. You know, the boxes are really, really cool to look at. I mean, again, for me, it's not a big deal because I don't display these things, but I do get where the collectors are coming from when it comes to, you know, wanting to display these things. The only concern I really have is when you take the figure out of this box. You know, the nice thing about the windows was, does the character have googly eyes? I mean, once in a while, the printing is going to be off, where you're going to have somebody's lips on their forehead or whatever. You know, so that's really my main concern now. But other than that, you know, I'm just happy to have these. I guess I didn't really expect them. You wondered when they were going to announce product, and I believe it was last fall when it was announced by Hasbro that they were actually going to go with a Black Series like 6-inch line for this series. So this one is Marion Ravenwood. Before I showed you Major Arnold Tote, and then, of course, Indiana Jones. The big thing I'm looking for here is the likeness factor. I mean, look, Hasbro has come a long, long way in terms of getting the likeness right with their figures due to some digital 3D printing thing that they got going on here. So I'm really hoping that once I take these things out of the package, they are going to look a lot better than the smaller 3 3/4 inch versions that came out in 2008. Now, some of those are really good, but some of those just felt generic. And you know what I'm talking about when we get further along in this review, as I do some comparison shots of these 6-inch figures in comparison to the 3 3/4 inch line that came out in 2008. Okay, normally with these unboxing videos, what I've never really showed, because it's just so time-consuming, is me actually removing a figure from a box. But to me, this is a different deal. This is the first time. I haven't bought any Star Wars Black Series figures yet with the windowless box. This is the first time that I'm actually going to be unboxing one of these Hasbro figures with the plastic-free packaging so we can all see what we're getting together here. And this is one of the reasons why I usually I get these things out of the box beforehand. But it looks like we have the Build a Artifact pieces here. We have the figure that comes out of here, and I'm presuming that these are all of the accessories here. And I'll just do this one for the first figure. Just again, get an idea for the first time what these things looks like coming out of the package. Okay. And first of all, I have to say I am very happy with the Harrison Ford sculpt. I want to get a good close-up here for you. Get this in the focus for you. There we go. You know, Harrison Ford's likeness has been a very difficult one for any any film, in any film product capture, really. I mean, unless you're getting up into the upper echelon with the sideshow stuff, he's just been very, very difficult to capture. I thought what NECA did with the Blade Runner 2049 line looked pretty good. I think this looks really good. What you'll notice right off the top is that this hat does not come off, but he is wearing the standard Indiana Jones outfit. Okay, he's got the bag. He's got the gun holstered. There is a gun with this one. I know sometimes it seems now some of these figures are not coming with any weapons of any sort, like the Joker one that I did for the McFarlane review just recently, and trying to get him to stand properly. I don't know if that's going to be an issue or not. Let me grab a stand here for 6-inch figures. That'll help out just for the purposes of this interview. Okay, and here we go with the weapons, the accessories. Again, the bag, it's appropriate. It's a little deal of a map. It's like a grab bag or something, isn't it? All right, here we go. So here we go with Indy's weapon. Okay, his pistol. And here's the fertility idol. Okay. And this is a build-a-arc deal. So his contributions to it are the decorations for the top of the arc lid. And then we got different sets of hands. So what I'm going to do here is take a pause. I'm going to unbox these other ones. Again, just wanted to give the general idea of what these things look like once you get them out of the package. Nothing, too elaborate. But again, what it does is it saves Hasbro, the plastic-free packaging. And again, my only concern was, what is he going to look like coming out of the package? Is it going to be a production error? And as far as I can tell, he looks really, really good. And let's get him in the focus one more time. Yeah, looks really good. So I'm happy with this one. I'll let you know what the other ones look like when I come back. Okay, I'm back with all of the figures out of the package. It's quite an undertaking, but I figured I would spare you the time of me just opening a bunch of different boxes and have the result all be the same. Now, quickly, I didn't show you these, but these are the little instructions that come with. I don't even know what they say. The print is so small, no diagrams, so who needs that kind of stuff? But what you can see here is in all of their 6-inch scale glory, Major Arnold Tote, Indiana Jones, and then, of course, Marion Ravenwood. And as you can see, they're going all with the same look that they were released. And if you can see far in the back there, how I have the 3 3/4-inch figures up there in the top row. They got the same outfits, same accessories. Marion comes with the frying pan and a monkey, which I don't believe was part of the 3 3/4-inch release, but that goes on her shoulder, the monkey. And then, of course, they have each Tote and Marion have 2 parts of the arc that goes with it. And then let's take a look at General Tote first. I know this is a figure that a lot of people are looking forward to because collectors kind of got screwed in 2008 or maybe later than that when the interest in the line dwindled and there was an unreleased wave and they came out as a Comic-Con exclusive. I was lucky to get a hold of one of those. So I got the 3 3/4-inch version of the new Tote. But basically, this 6-inch figure is basically the same figure as you got in 2008. It's just upscaled. Whether they actually did any more retooling or not, or use the same blueprint or whatever they do, design, I'm not sure. But I really like what I see. This is soft plastic, goes right on his shoulders. And of course, the big bonus is, let's take off his hat, is that this Tote, and I want to do this without breaking anything. I'm going to take a pause. This is not coming off. Okay, there we go. I got this off. You got to be really careful with this stuff because you don't want to go breaking the peg, or worse yet, these glasses that are molded onto the figure. But you can pop on the melted face, which again was part of the 2008 release. Little extra feature. And again, this one's difficult to get on. I'm going to take another pause. Okay, here he is with his head isn't even quite on there yet. I'm just setting his head on there now. And I will say, at least with this figure, you know, at least the other ones, you don't have to swap out portraits, but it is very difficult to remove and subsequently place alternate portraits on these figures. So be very, very careful. I got his hand here. That's an alternate hand that came with it. Of course, it was burned by the medallion. And this does come with a pistol as well that you should be, hopefully, easily be able to position in the hand. Nothing seems to be easy with these figures. All the joints are tight, which is a good thing, but all the accessories, they don't quite, it's not quite plug and play as much as you would think, but you get the general idea. There's Tote's gun that goes into his hand. So let's see if I can place this hat on. And of course, that was the big scene at the end. Give you a better look at the melted face. Again, it's really a concern of mine. I'm going to be really careful when I manage to get this thing on because I do not want these glasses to break off. So it's kind of a negative, you know, coming out of the package like that. This figure costs about $25. Again, I got it at a brick and mortar retailer. I actually had all of them on order and online, and surprisingly, brick and mortar came up with them first. So, you know, just make sure to hit those department stores if you want to maybe get these things early. Let's see if I can get a better close-up. And if not, I know once we get it back here, it'll be fine. Tote just does not want to cooperate, that's for sure. I think you got a pretty good look at him prior to. Okay, Marion Ravenwood. This is the one I've really been looking for because ever since the very beginning, I have not seen Karen Allen's likeness in this at all, and you can see that it is totally there. I mean, this is really for the first time. Talk about a generic look on a character. Again, she's wearing this standard outfit that she wore in the marketplace. And, you know, look, I mean, obviously you got all of the articulation here that you didn't have before with the 3 3/4 inch figures. You got the feet that move, you got the hip that swivels, you got a lot of articulation here. You didn't have that with the 3 3/4 inch release. You know what? But it really isn't complete until you get that perfect Karen Allen likeness. And I finally feel that we got that here. There you go. So what I am going to do is take another pause, and when I come back, I'm going to do a comparison the best way I possibly can of these figures and the 3 3/4 inch figures. Okay, to wrap up this video about the Indiana Jones Adventure Series, here I have a comparison shot of the 3 3/4 inch versions of Tote. There's a smaller version of Tote, and he actually has the medallion, which, you know what? I don't think I got that medallion. I don't know if it's part of the 6-inch release. That's pretty interesting. Let's take a quick look back here. No, that is not part of it. That kind of sucks. I didn't realize it. You know, there's just so much stuff to unpack, quite literally, when you start doing this stuff. Some things you realize aren't there. So hopefully that's going to be part of another release, because obviously when he holds that in his burnt hand, it makes the mark there. So that's kind of a disappointment. I wish they would have included that extra accessory. I don't know if that was an oversight or what, but here is the gruesome alternate portrait, and it's harder to get this in focus in the 3 3/4 inch line. Let's see if you can get that. And if not, sorry about that. That's about as good as we're going to get. Seems more bloody, more pink. His eyes are looking upward. And here, not quite as bloody. More face melting action, less less actual blood. But I think it's still a pretty good representative. I actually, when I saw that for the first time and every time since then, I think it's the actual face that's melting that sticks with me more than any blood that's associated with that. So I would say the likeness is obviously it's an improvement, and you're going to see that just greater details in that between that and the 6-inch version. Just a lot more facial features to be had there. And I should have shown you the back of this. I mean, it's just basically what you'd expect. I'll remove that. Basic suit. And then the overcoat. And I've been finding it very difficult to stand Tote up. There we go. Again, here we go with Indy. And I guess I've just found it better to pose these with stands initially. Now, I was trying to set it on my turntable. That wasn't quite working. So I thought, okay, let's do this. Look like we got, obviously there's a packet. There's some warranty tail on the jacket. Again, the hat, unlike Tote's, his fedora does not come off, which I think is kind of a bummer. But, you would expect that with this 3 3/4 inch version, just because it's a lot smaller and a lot more delicate. But again, likeness is definitely improved. You see definitely more of Harrison Ford in there. Now, here we go with the Karen Allen figure, Marion Ravenwood. And again, I am really impressed with the likeness of her figure, probably more than Indy and Tote. I mean, you can just see that in her eyes. You can catch her personality in there, which I think is really cool. And then again, you turn it around. I mean, it's about what you'd expect. Hair is more detailed, obviously. You can find out how you actually put the monkey on her shoulder. The key is to hook that tail underneath her arm, and then his hands basically sit there. Now, again, because I take these things out of the package, I just cannot remember a monkey coming with the 3 3/4 inch release. If it is, it's lost somewhere or in a pile somewhere of all the accessories. Now here, again, this is just a very, very generic look at Marion Ravenwood, the 3 3/4 inch version from 2008. Not really much of an improvement over what we got initially with the vintage figures back in the 80s, and I don't know how long they produced those. I never collected those, and I really don't have any intention of getting that vintage stuff either. I've seen them already at Brick and Mortar, and it's cool, but I just as soon send my money on this stuff instead. Now, obviously, with all of these figures, there's a little bit more. There's more than 5 points of articulation. You have articulation in the elbow joints. So I would say these are 7 points of articulation figures. And, with the knees, with all of them, see that with Tote as well. But as it comes down to collecting, if I'm given the choice between these and these, right now I'd have to go with these because the cost of these is getting up there to around $15. And I would imagine we're going to see like a vintage collection sort of thing coming down the pike from Hasbro, akin to what they do with Star Wars. But right now I'm just happy with this. Now, if you can see in the background, we got Sala and we got Belloc. And I will be reviewing those as soon as I get those figures. Actually, Sala was there yesterday and Belloc was not. And again, I don't know why. If I could estimate actually how many of these things you're getting to a case, as far as I could tell, there are 3 Indies, 2 Marions, 1 Belloc, 1 Sala, and 1 Tote. So Tote is probably going to be a little bit harder to find if you're searching for them at Brick and Mortar. So that'd be 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm pretty sure that's how the case packouts go. So one last thing. It looks like I can start putting the art together. And we'll just easily pop that on there. And I hope this is the right way to do it. Maybe not. There we go. That's the way it should go, I believe. There we go. And then the way you can tell is that there's these slots up here. Okay. So the arc is coming together. I'm sorry, this is sort of off camera. Ark of the Covenant is coming together. And again, I don't want to force any of this sort of stuff. So pardon all the time it's taken me. But that's the general size of the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, and then Indy, of course, has these decorative pieces that go on the top of it, and I'll eventually get to that. Now, you can see how it will eventually look once. This is from the 3 3/4 inch version. Is probably from one of the deluxe figures. So one of these figures is going to have the lid, and then I believe, yes, you're going to have the carrying deals on the side, the sticks that go in. The rods, whatever. I know there's a proper name for them, but I'm just going blank right now. But, you know, it doesn't have quite that gold finish that this doesn't have the gold finish that this does. And I also noticed that with the fertility idol. It just seems more like a yellowish plastic rather than the actual fertility idol. So, you know, they're just working the best they can with the amount of budget they're able to put in to these figures. Are they worth $25? I'm not sure. I'm just really not sure. Again, I've been very vocal about Hasbro and their pricing, and $25, man, that's about the limit for me. Fortunately, you know, some stores have savings programs that you know, you can earn points and, you know, apply discounts, and I actually applied some discounts to these first three, so I saved a bit of money that way. So, you know, once I get the other two, and I'll show you all together what they look like, you can decide whether you want to actually purchase them. For me, it's really nostalgic. I'm really looking forward to the new Indiana Jones film. I'm hoping they come out with more adventure series. They got some store exclusives, I know, but I'd love to see a Mola Ram from Temple of Doom short round. You know, Ke Huy Quan, man, after all of his success with the Oscars, I'd love to see a short round. So Willie Scott. I mean, I'd love to see all of those figures come out eventually. Sean Connery as Dr. Henry Jones. So hopefully we're going to get all of those coming out in the coming months. But again, I'm glad that I got these early and I can show them to you early. My name is Tim Lammers. I review cool movie toys, and you can subscribe to my channel down at the bottom right. Please tell all your Indiana Jones loving friends, share this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will have more indie toys that I will review very soon. Happy toy hunting, everybody.